Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, actually, isn't it? I'm a bit all over the place, being stuck inside. I don't know about you guys. But anyway, over on at Desert Island Vids, we have Mr. Peter Yen.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself, mate?
Yeah, I'm Pete Yen on Facebook. Hello. Hope you're all doing all right. Hope you're all keeping safe, keeping well, and keeping in touch. Pleasure to be asked to come on for a chat. I've been mates with Eagle and Rachel for ages, doing what I can to support Punk for the Homeless. What a fantastic cause! Absolute brilliant nights out as well. But I think the reason you've asked me on is because I'm involved with We Shall Overcome and helping organise this massive We Shall Overcome online isolation festival.
Yeah, can you give us a little bit of background about We Shall Overcome before we move on now?
Yeah. Very happy to do so. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to talk about it. We Shall Overcome started up after the general election in 2015 when a bunch of musicians were like having a Facebook discussion, wondering about what they could do, because, you know, if austerity before the 2015 election had been shit, it was going to become turbocharged with a majority Conservative government, and a bunch of musicians, you know, Joe Solo, who you know very well, a guy called Stevie Goodall, who passed away very recently, very, very sad, came up with the idea of calling it We Shall Overcome, and said what we need is a massive festival of resistance. The idea being that musicians who'd normally charge a fiver for a gig, put on gigs, gave up their labour for free, and instead asked punters to bring a fiver's worth of food bank donations or something like that. And what started out in 2015 as a kind of, you know, maybe a couple of dozen gigs quickly escalated to become a nationwide festival of anti-austerity, with, you know, well over 250 gigs in the first year, all happening in the same weekend. Since then, there's been well over 1,000 events all over the country. Eagle's done loads to help us out in Nottingham, Eagle and Rachel. Alex has been involved in London. People who have been playing gigs for Punk for the Homeless have been doing gigs for We Shall Overcome as well, so there's quite a lot of cross-fertilisation. You know, so we collect food to donate to the food banks. We take cash donations, you know, loose change, you know, only asking people to donate what they can afford. To help out homeless centres. We collect second-hand clothing, sanitary towels, and other stuff. Tents, sleeping bags, you name it. Our basic motto is, you know, raised fist, because we're angry about the awful impact of austerity. Raised fist, but also a helping hand, because, you know, some people are going to die without our support. So, you know, we've raised well over £500,000 in cash so far across these events, which is a staggering amount. Plus, you know, you can't really put a price on the amount of food that's been donated and clothing and stuff like that. So we've, you know, literally helping those who are right on the front line, helping those hardest hit by austerity. It's a good thing.
Excellent. Well, let's move on to your first choice of songs, Pete.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use my 3 songs to amplify some of the friends who have been involved with We Shall Overcome right from the beginning, and they'll also be taking part in this festival that I'll talk about in a bit. So the first song is Matt Hill, might be known to you as his former stage name, A Quiet Loner, but he's absolutely wonderful musician, and he did a song called The Captain's Diseased, which I think is entirely appropriate for the current situation in which we find ourselves.
Excellent stuff. And for our viewers, those songs that we're posting as links when in the links for this video when it goes out, and we'll give you plenty of time and notice before that goes out, Pete. Right, you've got this massive event coming up, the virtual event.
Massive.
Well, it looks big to me, yeah.
Yeah.
So, is that what you was planning, or is it sort of taken over a bit?
I think it's escalated massively. When We Shall Overcome first started in 2015, it just grew and grew and grew, and nobody was really able to predict how big it got. This is similar. So all of the fundraising we do, and, you know, item collections we take, is through gigs or, you know, music, poetry, spoken word, storytelling events. Because of the virus and the lockdown, we have to stop, much like Punks for the Homeless. You can't do your gigs in Sheffield and Nottingham, so you've moved online. So we did a call out and said, right, does anybody fancy having a go at an experimental online We Shall Overcome festival, where we'll do it all in a day, and instead of events happening all around the country, we'll get people from all around the country contributing. And the take up was magnificent, absolutely magnificent. You know, for us, our headquarters, our spiritual home is with Pauline Town. I know you know Pauline very well. Pauline in a pub called The Station in Ashton-under-Lyne, and you know, her motto is, you know, if I have to save the world one life at a time, that's what I'll do. And she's helped over 1,000 people into homes. She does a food run every day, feeding 60, 70 people who are, you know, if they're not rough sleeping, then they really are living life at the rough end. You know, her pub is a spiritual hub for a lot of people. You know, and it's not just giving people material objects, it's giving them time and love and compassion, and a hug goes a long way. And obviously, you know, and obviously because we can't carry on having events in the station or nearby, the amount of money that we can raise through the fundraising gigs has declined. So everything that happens with the We Shall Overcome Isolation Festival is basically us trying to replicate the money and the entertainment to keep Pauline going. And there is a GoFundMe account linked to the We Shall Overcome Isolation Festival. And you know, the amount of contributions so far is amazing. You know, the generosity of people. You know, and a lot of the people donating are people who can't really afford it. So you know, amazing hearts out there helping us to help Pauline keep going. You know.
Yep. So before we move on anymore, would you like to introduce your next song?
My next song, yeah. So Eva Supertramp. I know she's gigged with Alex before. I don't know if she's gigged with you, Eagle, but absolutely amazing, outstanding performer. She's on the We Shall Overcome Isolation Festival lineup, and the song of hers I'd like you to play, please, is "I Could Be Free."
Brilliant. Okay. So, after the festival, because I mean, Punk for Homeless was struggling a bit. I mean, obviously, we can't carry on doing an online festival every day for eternity. You know, I think we need to be looking at the future. But what have you got? What's the plans for We Shall Overcome after the virtual festival? Are you doing another one, or haven't you got that far?
I don't know. That's the honest answer. I think Joe might have plans, but I think we're going to see how this one goes. And if this one works, we're going to share the method and the template with other people so they can maybe organize regional ones. And if there's real interest, then, you know, why not have another nationwide one? The joy of We Shall Overcome is that it's anybody can put on an event. And I suppose if you're lucky enough to have an internet connection, anyone can do a live stream event or a pre-recorded event. So once we've done our festival and we've learned the lessons from it, we're really happy to share the method, and hopefully there'll be more.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce your next song before we say goodbyes? And what's what we're going to do now? We're going to say goodbye. We love you, and we.
I love you too. I love you too. Before, oh, signal just went. What did you say?
I said, Punk for Homeless loves We Shall Overcome too. Kindred spirits, I think.
Absolutely. Loads of cross fertilization. Before I introduce the last song, I just say this: you can find out more about the festival by Facebook searching WSO Isolation Fest. Matt, who you played earlier, has done some absolutely amazing graphics for it. The people who came forward to perform is just, you know, really brilliant. So I'm not going to read out a whole list because you can go on and see the graphics easily enough for you. But yeah, absolutely astounding lineup, and it wouldn't happen without Matt and Joe. So I think it's only fair to play a song by Joe to finish us off. Joe put a song on Facebook a few days ago called it's called "The Kind of Love I Want to Sing," and my partner's a nurse. She's training up at the moment to be able to go and do critical care wards. There are a few lines in that song that absolutely pull at the heartstrings, and it's about celebrating the ordinary folk who don't normally get a look in as the heroes that are going to see us through this crisis. Not the stockbrokers, not the rich, not the celebrities, but the ordinary folk doing what they always ordinarily do. They're the ones who are going to see us through this. And Joe's song captured that, I think. So it's called "This Is the Kind of Love I Want to Sing."
So we'll be playing you with that, folks. So thanks very much for being on, Mr. Ian.
You're welcome, and thanks to all of you for putting this together. It's been keeping me going whilst working from home.
Bye, Pete.
Okay, love you, Rachel.
Love you, darling.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.